Hi, everybody. Welcome. I am so glad that you guys are here. If you're watching the replay, welcome to the replay. I'm going to make sure that our tech is working in all of the places. We are on Facebook and Zoom and Instagram. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. Okay, it's looking like it's working, that you guys can hear me. So we're going to jump into this class all about trusting in yourself. This is such a key piece of our healing journey, something that has made a really big difference for myself. And I'm really excited to share it with you guys. For those that are new to following me, I'm Dr. Laura Ricci. I am a doctor of physical therapy, a national board certified health and wellness coach, specializing in functional nutrition, women's health, insulin resistance, and I'm an essential oil educator and leader with doTERRA International. I want to thank you guys for being here and spending your Friday morning with me. We have a giveaway for a US viewer that is watching live, so stay tuned for all the deets on how to enter that. You want to head over to the Facebook group Learning with Dr. Laura to enter that there. Good morning. It's so good to see you guys here. It's always such a joy to be in here. And I really want this to be an interactive workshop. There's going to be some health coaching going on, the things that I do with my private health coaching clients. We are going to dive into that here. So if possible, create some time and space to dive into this. We're going to be doing this class for about an hour together. So grab a pen and paper, grab something to drink. I've got some nice decaf herbal tea here for me. And grab your essential oils. We're going to be using our essential oils with us. Turn off those notifications, silence your cell phone, go to a quiet place, and we are going to dive in. And I'm going to ask that you hold your questions until the end, because I'm just going to drop into flow and start health coaching and sharing from my heart. Plus, we're going to learn some really interesting stuff that we're going to talk about in this class about super thinking that I think is actually going to help you answer your own questions. Oh, good morning. Good morning. It's so good to see you guys. Okay. So to start off with, grab an essential oil that's resonating with you or have something going in your diffuser. I'm going to grab geranium because this class is all about trusting in yourself. And I'm going to apply some of this. And what's interesting is a lot of people may not necessarily like the scent of geranium, but it's a really great oil for hair, for skin, for beauty. And I'm going to read to you a little bit about this oil from the Emotions and Essential Oils book. Great, great resource. If you don't have this book, you can snag it from Share Oils to kick us off, because this oil is all about love and trust. And I think this is really, really beautiful what this book says here. But it restores confidence in the innate goodness of others and in the world, especially if you have lost your trust due to difficult life circumstances. Now, that may have been trust with yourself. I know when I went through my personal cancer journey, I felt like I lost trust in my body and with myself, or that could be with somebody else. So geranium really encourages emotional honesty, love, forgiveness, all of these things that are really important for us, specifically if you're healing from a broken heart. So it really helps to kind of soften that anger, healing those emotional wounds, which is powerful. In fact, geranium could be called the emotional healer. So this is a very, very powerful oil with fostering unconditional love and fostering trust in our life. And I think it's interesting, again, that some people don't like the scent of geranium, but if you've got geranium with you, go ahead and just inhale that, breathe that in. And this is the key piece with how the essential oils support us on an emotional level. They have that direct link into our central nervous system when we're breathing them in through that olfactory nerve into the limbic system that houses all of our memories. This is really powerful. So I feel like geranium is kind of the rock star oil for this class, and it can tie us all into some of that trusting in ourselves and building that love and that connection again. And we're going to start with the inner GPS, because a lot of us don't know how to tune in and start to trust our body. And I believe that we're actually taught at a young age not to listen to that. And it starts with those simple things of listening to your body's signs and cues. So noticing if you're thirsty and going to get yourself a glass of water or drink, noticing if you have to go to the bathroom and allow yourself to do that. Noticing how you feel in your body and being the observer of those things. Do you have tightness or tension that you're carrying around in your body? Are you dealing with physical pain or emotional heaviness or something? And as we start to listen to those cues, that's the first part, I think, of tuning into our body. Because even as young children, maybe when we're in school, we're taught we can't go to the bathroom until the bell rings, right? We can't go get a drink. We have to ask permission to do these things. So just starting to cue into those natural functions of the body and starting to listen to that and honor that. Because I think so many times we start to shut down those natural cues, or we ignore them. Maybe we need to go to the bathroom, but we ignore it and we keep pushing through and doing our work, and it's an hour later and you're feeling, oh my gosh, I really have to go. Starting to listen to those little things is how we become an ally with our body, and we tune into those things, which is really powerful. So I'm going to give you an example that's going to help to cue you in. We're going to do a little bit of a guided imagery exercise together. So if you're driving, hold off on this, catch the replay on this. But if you're at a place where you can get comfortable, where you can sit down in that chair, and what I want you to do is close your eyes, and we're going to take a nice deep breath in, and we're going to let it go. And we're not going to stay here long, but I want you to visualize, think back, remember a time where maybe you were in a really challenging situation with somebody. Maybe you felt very misunderstood. Maybe there was an argument that went down, something that feels really heavy. And again, we're not going to stay here long, but just think back to that time. Go back to that place. Go back to that challenging situation. And I want you to notice how your body feels in this moment. Are there any physical sensations that are coming up? Do you feel tightness and tension in your neck or in your shoulders? Do you feel tightness in your gut or in your solar plexus? Okay, deep breath in, deep breath out. Shake that off. We're not going to stay there long. But notice where your tell is, right? For some people, and this is where that mind, body, soul, spirit connection is coming in, because we're not even going through that experience. We're just remembering it, and the body and the brain thinks that that's really happening. And you start to notice where your tell is. So is that tension and tightness in your shoulders? Do you get a headache? Did you notice physical symptoms? Type those into the chat if you did, if you're open to sharing with us what that felt like in your body. And write that down if you're taking notes, because that's going to be your inner GPS system. These are going to be the little whispers, the little signs, the little ways that your body gets your attention and says, hey, something feels off right now. And you start to honor that, and you start to listen to that. But we have to be the observer of it first. We have to be able to tie into that a little bit. So that's the first experiment. Now, we're going to do another one. So we have shaken that first one off. We're going to close our eyes again. We're going to take that deep breath in, and we're going to let it out. And now I want you to think about a time where you felt great gratitude, love, appreciation, joy. This could be a trip that you went on. This could be looking at a spouse or a partner or a beloved pet. This could be holding your newborn baby in your arms for the first time. I want you to think about that memory. Let it feel real, as if it's happening right now in your body. Breathe into that space and let it go. Okay, does that feel different? Type in the chat and let me know. Yes, I hope so. It's a little bit of a difference there, right? As we connect inward and go to that place, that's kind of powerful. So notice how, one, that negative experience can feel really tight, can feel really heavy. It can cause physical pain. It can make you feel contracted. And how when we go to that place of great gratitude and love and appreciation, it feels different. Usually people talk about expansion. They may get kind of warm, tingly feeling, something like that. So the more that we tune into those physical symptoms, that will help us when making decisions, when knowing where we need to go next, what that next step is, because so much of this, you may not believe me, but you really do truly have the answers inside of you. And it's a matter of getting connected to that again and getting connected to your body and being quiet and creating the space to listen to that. So that's the first piece, is I want you just to feel that in your body. And if you're having to make a decision, or maybe you're feeling really conflicted or something's going on, first get quiet and just see how that feels in your body. Does it feel tight? Does it feel tense? Are you getting physical pain? Or do you feel open? Do you feel peace? And so much of this is following the path of peace. And if you don't have peace about something, don't do it. And I did this a lot in my healing journey with finding the right healthcare practitioners to partner with. I would tune into my body and how that felt. Did they feel like a healer to me? Did they feel like somebody that I could trust? Did I leave their office feeling uplifted and supported? Or did I leave feeling really heavy and feeling really conflicted with different things? This is a really key important thing of trusting that intuition and that wisdom and that inner guidance. And I feel like that's my job as a health coach, is actually not to tell people what to do or make those decisions for them, but to actually help them tune into their own intuition and inner wisdom and supporting them with that. Because I truly believe that is the guiding light and the path to healing, the more that we can settle into that. Now, there is another tool that we're going to talk about. It's a little woo-woo, but I hope you stay with me and follow along, because energy is powerful. And this is something that my mentor, Dr. Rita Marie Lascalzo, taught me, and was a really powerful tool in helping me to connect with my body, to connect with that subconscious, to ask my body questions, and to start feeling that out. So step one, that inner GPS of feeling what that feels like in your body when we're going into those things. Step two is doing what we call muscle testing. And there's a really great book called How to Heal Yourself When No One Else Can. And this is a really awesome one, if you want to screenshot that or write down that title. But what drew me to this is I have been on a lot of different healing journeys of cancer, having a very rare sarcoma called desmoid tumor, being diagnosed with chronic Lyme disease, going through some major hip surgeries for hip dysplasia, big orthopedic surgeries where they broke my pelvis in several places, bigger than hip replacement stuff. So there were times when I was having to make decisions about my health, whether or not I was going to have a major surgery, or which surgeon that I needed to choose, or which doctor, all of these different things along that path. And I was drawn to this book because the author actually healed herself from chronic Lyme disease, which fascinated me, because if you research chronic Lyme disease, it's kind of a heavy thing. And there's a lot of people that are struggling. So I was looking for the people that had healed. I wanted to hear the positive stories, those radical remissions, what that looked like. And she has such a powerful journey. But in this book, in chapter 5, it's called Get Answers from the Subconscious Mind. And it's all about tapping into that, seeing what resonates with you. And again, that you already have the answers. It's just a matter of tapping into that and accessing that. So this is a tool, and with everything that I share or teach, if it resonates with you, great. Take what resonates, disregard the rest. But this is something that I would see if you're open to trying and see if it resonates with you, because it is a cool tool that you can use and apply to a lot of different areas of your life. So muscle testing, it's sometimes called energy testing or applied kinesiology. Sometimes chiropractors do this quite a bit. You may have gone to your chiropractor and they have you hold out your arm and they push down and they ask different questions. But I like to teach my private health coaching clients how to do this for themselves, because it's very empowering. And again, you're not having to rely on something or someone outside of you for the answers, that you can start tuning into those and tuning into your intuition. So one of the ways that you can do this, there's several ways, and you could look on YouTube and find several different videos for this, but one is called a standing sway test. Oh yeah, your naturopathic doctor does this. Perfect, right? It's an interesting thing. I really like it, and try it. You know, if it resonates with you, great. It could be a tool that you can use for your healing journey. But I'm going to have you, if you're at home watching, stand up, put me down. You can still listen to me. We're going to stand up together. And let me adjust this so you guys can see me a little bit. And what we're going to do is start to tune into that. So you want to stand with your feet about hip width apart, right? Being grounded. And ideally, you don't want to have electronics on you. So if you have your phone on you or something, put that down. And sometimes just to energetically balance yourself, you can actually tap on your thymus. And your thymus is located right here, almost where if you were wearing a necklace, where that would fall. So just tap here a little bit. This helps to just kind of balance out your body. Interestingly enough, this works better when you're hydrated because it's all energy, right? We're all connected. So you can tap here for a little bit. And I'm going to stand sideways so you can actually see my body here. And what you're going to do is we're going to ask a question of the body. And so I'm going to say, show me a no. And I sway back. Again, I'm not physically doing it. I know it looks like I am, but I want you to feel this in your body. So try it. Interactive class, right? Okay, so now say, show me a yes. So for me, a no is I lean backwards. I go backwards a little bit. A yes is I lean forwards. And that's pretty typical, but there may be variations of that. So you may find that you may lean forward to the right for a yes, and maybe backwards and to the left for a no. Whatever that looks like for you, just honor that. Now, if it's opposite, I want you to tap the thymus again, because we're just going to recalibrate a little bit. Doesn't mean anything's wrong. We're just going to kind of recalibrate your energies a little bit. Another way that you can do that Amy talks about, she does a lot of energy medicine work, is doing a figure 8 around the eyes. You can also kind of go up and down with the hand over the head. Lots of ways to kind of recalibrate. So let's try it again. So you can say, show me a no. And just notice what your body does. And sometimes it's helpful to close your eyes to kind of tune into that a little bit. Show me a yes. Okay, so you kind of have a feeling for that. Now you can start to ask yourself questions. You can start to ask your body questions. So this could be testing your food. And I do this a lot. I may pick up a food at the grocery store and just kind of tune in and test, is this something that's going to serve my highest good? And the more specific that you get with your questions, the better. Okay. And the whole premise is if it's something that you're bringing into your space that is helping to strengthen your energy, you have that positive connection. Or if the chiropractor is pushing on you, you're going to feel stronger. If that connection is breaking, that's something that is coming into your space or your energy, and it could be weakening you a little bit. But play with this. You can muscle test which essential oils you need. I will wake up in the morning and be like, do I need essential oil? Yes. Okay. Is it a single oil? No. Is it a blend? Yes. Is it elevation? Yes. Like I'll start to test and feel, and also get really intuitive. So sometimes I will look at all of my supplements, or I'll look at what I have in the fridge or my essential oils, and I'll see, what am I intuitively drawn to in that moment, right? What feels good to me in that moment to use? And this could be a really, really powerful tool. So I want you guys to play with this. We're going to adjust our screen here just a little bit, but start to play, start to get intuitive with your oils. I want this to feel fun. And the more that you practice it, it's like a muscle, the better that you get. There is a direct link with muscle testing and your self-confidence, right? So as you get stronger into tuning into that and listening to that, that is so, so powerful and good. Okay, Beth says she loves this. Amanda says she uses muscle testing in her body talk healing. I love it. You guys are saying that your chiropractor does this. Thanks, Pevy. Yeah, okay, I'm really glad that you guys think it's cool. It's really, really fun. So I may not take every single supplement every single day. I'll test it. I may take extras of some things. Maybe I need a little bit extra deep blue polyphenol complex, or maybe I need some Mito 2 Max, or whatever that looks like. I muscle test. So I tune into that and test, and you can test how many supplements, 1, 2, how many drops of essential oil, 1, 2, do I need it aromatically, topically, or internally? Like lots of ways that you can start to do this. Yeah, this is really cool. So I'm glad that you guys are loving this too. So test different things. Start to play with this and practice it and it will get easier and easier. And you could pick up an oil and hold it in your hand and see, I'm kind of feeling drawn to this one right now. You can apply it. You can do this with your food, with your supplements, with any part of your healing journey. And that was powerful to me. This is a little bit of biohacking. This is a little bit of making things specific for your body, right? And your healing, and starting to tune in with it. And if you're not feeling it, if you're not moving just yet with that pendulum sway, give it some time, be patient with yourself, but continue to tune inward a little bit and practice this. Like anything, it will get easier with practice. And as you let go, right, as we get out of the brain, the consciousness, and we tap a little bit more into the subconsciousness and the heart, and we sink down into that space. So I play with this from everything to what should I wear? If you go into your closet and you intuitively get that hit of, an outfit just pops into your head, like honor that. Start to honor that. If you're thinking about breakfast and you feel like, hey, I'm really drawn to a green smoothie, or I really think I want this right now, just start to test things. Start to ask your body questions. Start to be a friend with your body. And muscle testing is a really, really powerful way to do that and tune inward. And it was one really powerful tool that I have learned from Dr. Rita Marie that has helped me in so many things. Even what books should I read? Or again, trusting your intuition. If you get an intuitive hit, and I will often ask for signs or ask for guidance and to the divine, and things will start popping up, right? People may come into your life. Maybe you found this class by accident. I believe there is no accident, right? There's no happenstance. It all kind of comes into your space as it's supposed to. But start to play with this. There is a way to muscle test with your hands, with your fingers. There's several. So one that I like is if you take your index finger and you hold it parallel to the floor, and with your thumb, you're going to press into that. And a yes is strong, like I can't break that connection. A no, even if I just think about a no, it starts to break. So you can play with this a little bit and see how that feels. Again, it takes practice, right? But you can say, show me a yes, show me a no. And this is helpful if you're sitting down or you're in a place where you can't necessarily stand up and do the muscle testing. I recommend people start with the sway though, because you can feel it in your body. And then you could try other ways. There's several ways. I've seen several different ways that people muscle test, but these are the ones that work best for me. And again, YouTube, you can read about this. It's really, really interesting. Yes. So Sam asks, can she sway when asking what oils my children need? Yes, you can test for other people. And the reason is it's your intention behind that, right? And so you're asking that question either out loud or in your mind, what is going to be the best essential oil to use for my child right now? But I will tell you, children are so intuitive. I have seen a 2-year-old pick up from the floor, from a bunch of oils, the exact essential oil that she needed in that moment. So I also like to allow the kids to have an experience with them and maybe open up the essential oils and smell them, and they'll know and naturally be drawn to which one they need in that moment, which is really powerful. So you can test for them, but you can also, I would allow them to be a part of it because they're so intuitive. Kids are really, really great at this. I think it's almost a piece of us getting back in tune with our intuition and our inner child and starting to listen to that again. But yes, you can. And I do that sometimes. As an example, Ethan, my baby nephew, he is 8 months old, and we make a sleepy time roller blend for him. And I will get in tune with it because there's lots of different oils that help with sleep, right? We've got lavender, we've got Roman chamomile, we've got wild orange, we've got cedarwood, we've got vetiver, we've got serenity, we've got so many. And sometimes when we have so many choices, it feels like a lot, right? So I will muscle test for him specifically. And I made a blend just special for him with pulling that in. So this is where we can kind of combine the science and the intuition, and where we know, hey, these are all the oils that are great for sleep. This is the proper dilution for babies, about 1 to 3 drops of each oil. Now I started to muscle test, and I think I got bergamot and balance and cedarwood and copaiba. Like I made a special blend for him. So this is the fun. And this allows you to get creative and tune into that and make things really specific. And I find when you start to listen to your body, when you ask for what you need, when you work with it, the magic happens. It's really, really cool. So muscle testing, again, very, very powerful tool. Start with the sway test. You can work on the finger testing if you want. There's lots of videos out there, but seeing what resonates, what works for you, and starting to trust those things, right? Starting to make those decisions. So often it seems like the head versus the heart. And I can tell you, if you can drop inward, listen to your body, if you're making a major decision, how does that feel in your body? Follow the path of peace. Muscle test those things out. These can be really powerful tools to help you with those tools and resources, with the nutrition, with lifestyle things, with adding in the essential oils, all of these beautiful tools that we have to support us. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about essential oils specifically for trusting. And there's a really cool app. If you guys don't know about this app, and I love using resources, right? And then pulling in the intuition and everything with that. But it's called Essential Emotions is the app. I believe it's $9.99. It's totally worth the $10. Get it. You're going to love it. It's nice to have those resources on your phone. And I looked up the emotion of trusting, right? Because they're talking about trusting in yourself, listening to your body, working with your body, all of these things. And so it defines trusting as a belief that someone or something is reliable, good, honest, and safe. And there are supporting oils to help you with this, which I thought was so interesting. Black pepper. Black pepper is the oil of unmasking. So that's bringing in some really interesting things to the trust puzzle. The comforting blend, which is console. So this might be something that you're using as you're building trust with yourself, right? Because again, this is a muscle. It's going to take some time and some practice to really tune into this. But once you do, this is your superpower. Your intuition is your superpower. It is going to be such a valuable resource to you in so many things. So console, comforting, bringing that in, adding in the trust with that. Eucalyptus, another really powerful oil, an oil of wellness. So I love to add this in. The grounding blend, which is balance. This is another one. I often think of this for anxious feelings or helping to center us and calm us. Something that can help you with building that trust, gritty muscle, right? Pulling that in. Rescuer, which is the kids soothing blend. And this is really powerful too. So another one, and again, you can use this on kids. That's what I love about the essential oils is truly from birth to death. We have this tool that can help us both physically, but also emotionally, spiritually, in lots of different ways. It's that mind-body connection with healing. And then also aroma touch, adding that in, that massage blend. So there's lots of oils. Muscle test. See which oil resonates best with you, but pull in your oils every day. Be using those things to help support you, whether that's emotional. And I cannot tell you how many times I will look at my oils. I have them all lined up in the morning, and one will just jump out at me. And I'll pick it up and I'll smell it and I'll look it up in the Emotions and Essential Oils book. And I'll read what that oil is about emotionally. And immediately it makes sense, right? Oh, that's why I picked up that oil. That's why that one is resonating with me today. So powerful, so cool to bring these things into your space. The opposite emotion of trust is defensive, when we're being defensive. And what's really neat is when you get the book, you can actually get an emotions and essential oils wheel. And on one side are the positive emotions. So if you are struggling and you want to move to a more positive emotion, you can look up that positive emotion on the chart, and then you can go to the oil. It'll give you an oil recommendation. Or there's a negative emotion side of the chart. So if you're feeling heavy, if there's a negative emotion on here that you want to move out of, maybe you are feeling fear. And then it actually breaks up fear into a lot of different subcategories, like limited or guarded or anxious or scarcity, whatever that looks like. So you can find the essential oil to help you move out of that negative emotion. So these are really cool tools. And then again, like we talked about here, there's several oils for fear. You can go through a muscle test, which one your body would like to support you in that moment. Really cool stuff. I think this is fascinating and so, so powerful. So again, what I love about this app, the Essential Emotions app, there's a definition. So it says an emotional state created out of the need to protect or defend the self or the ego against real or perceived threats. And it includes effort to avoid criticism, often masks underlying feelings of vulnerability when we're feeling defensive. So, Pebby says she loves the chart. It really helps with details about what you are looking for right then. Yes. So nice, right? To have these tools. And the app is cool too, because you can use the app. I love both. I like having the chart handy when I'm at home. And the app is neat because if you're out and about, or if you need a little bit of support, you can use that and pull that in at the same time. So it's so nice to have tools and options. And then also the muscle testing to tune inward with those things. So what I love about the app is it talks about processing support. So when we're working on trusting, it has you ask some questions to look deeper into what's going on. So the question is, what am I protecting myself from? How has my ego been harmed? Because again, if we have been hurt, kind of how we open this whole discussion with that talk about geranium, if our heart's been hurt, if we have things that happen, we're not as open to trust. And that could be trusting ourselves again. So many times it comes back to the relationship with ourselves. We see that mirrored in other things. Then it talks about an application. And so for trusting, the application is to use aromatically, so inhaling, or you can do a palm inhale. I'm going to do geranium. I'm really feeling drawn to geranium today. So I'm going to trust that. And rub together. Do a big inhale, nose and mouth. Blow it out. And then it also says that you can use topically to the bottoms of the feet and over the heart area. So I have the oil on my hands, so I'm going to rub it into my feet. I hope you guys are trying this too. Maybe you've tested which oil that you need in this moment. Add it in. You can do a little bit over the heart. And the affirmation, which I love, right? We're getting that aromatic support. It's affecting our central nervous system. It's calming us down. It's tuning into those memories. It's helping us at that deeper emotional level to pull the work in that we're doing. And then the affirmation is, I am safe to share my truth. I am perfectly loved by my higher power. How beautiful is that? Then the visualization is seeing yourself remove boxing gloves from your hands. You remove them in a gesture of faith, so powerful, that you are already perfectly protected and held. See a covering of clear, vibrant light and love that surrounds you. Pretty beautiful. So again, the emotional piece is so important. I came to the world of essential oils for physical support. I was having aches. I was having discomfort. I needed help with those things. But the emotional piece, this stuff that we're talking about, the muscle testing, the trusting the body, pulling that in, has become my favorite way to use the essential oils to support me. It's powerful. You can smell an oil and notice a change in your mood and notice a change in how you feel. And not only is it reducing our toxic load and getting rid of the chemicals and the endocrine disruptors and those silent hidden things that may be affecting our health too, but it pulls in and supports you in such a powerful way. Oh, so Trixie says, I like doing a blind pull from my oils, eyes closed. It's a quick way to go to what I need energetically. Love that. Yes, that's trust. Right? That's trusting that you are grabbing what you need in that moment. There's so many ways to do this and play. And I encourage you, play, get intuitive with your oils and your healing journey. So powerful. The answers are within. And we can seek guidance. We can look up things. We can educate ourselves. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. We have our team of experts and people that we tune into. But ultimately, you are the CEO of your health and healing. And that's very powerful to take on responsibility for that. Okay, speaking of that, speaking of trust, speaking of going inward, I want to talk to you about super thinking. This is really fascinating to me. This is really, really cool stuff. And again, more things that are going to help and support and empower you. But this is something that I have learned from Brooke Castillo. She has a podcast, the Life Coach School podcast. Highly, highly recommend that you check it out. This lady is a wealth of information. I learned so much from her. It's part of my personal development that I do because I always want to work on myself and growing. I feel like that's part of the healing journey, getting to those deeper levels, right? So she has an episode, it's called episode number 248. It's called Super Thinking. And this is the first time that I heard this described, but it resonated with me so much. So I'm going to be summarizing some of her words here. And please listen to the whole podcast. Go and check it out because it's such a good one. I'll link to it in our Facebook group so that you can just go and listen to it because it's so good. So good to have there. But she talks about how super thinking is a skill to learn and practice, and it requires time. And a lot of us aren't utilizing our brains for our own wisdom to access those answers. We often believe that, and you see this a lot when you're always asking questions to people outside of you, right? Believing that they will have the answer and that our brains don't have the answers, right? And it's not our fault. I think we're programmed into this a little bit because when you think about when we went to school, that's how we were taught. That's how we were taught to learn, is learning was memorizing things, regurgitating that information back out. We really weren't taught to think things or question through. It was just kind of, this is the way it is, and this is how we're doing things, right? So I love this, and I want you to think about this, and I want you to start implementing this in your life. If you have a question that comes up about something, before you ask a question, have an answer already ready. Think about it yourself. Remember that my brain is not more qualified to answer than your brain is qualified to answer. So ask your brain first, because this is a skill too, like muscle testing, like trusting yourself, like pulling in that intuition. Super thinking is a skill that takes some time and some practice to develop and to cultivate. And a lot of this comes from creating time and space to just think and pull in those things, your creative ideas, thinking on purpose, writing down, getting into that quiet space, journaling, letting that flow, and writing those ideas down. And Ange Peters, I love Ange Peters over at Whole Fit. If you guys don't follow her, she's a great one to follow. She also has a podcast. And she recommends doing a CEO day where you take yourself out on a date. Maybe you go to the spa or go get a massage or take yourself out to lunch or go get a cup of coffee or whatever that looks like, and allow your time space to just think and journal. And this is so, so powerful. So again, before you ask a question, have an answer for that question, and know that it's okay to listen for those answers to come in, to write down things, let your brain do a stream of consciousness and start to look for those answers within. You have those answers. You know what the next move is. Maybe you're feeling like you're at a fork in the road in your life right now. You maybe have to make some big major decisions coming up. And again, so many times we'll ask outside of ourselves. We ask everybody else, what should we do? What should we do? But truly, you know what to do. You know what that next move is or what that next step is. You know what that next place to go to is. It's just a matter of getting quiet and tuning in and listening to yourself and those answers and what's going to come from that. Very, very powerful stuff. So Brooke Castillo gives a list of questions that we can start to ask for ourselves. And I thought these are fascinating. I'll share these in the Facebook group if you want to go back and start to play with these. But asking, when this problem is solved, what is different? And I love, love, love this question. And then also asking, when this problem is solved, what's going to stay the same? When we have challenges in our life, when we have problems, whatever that is, we're often so focused on getting out of it. What's interesting is our thoughts become things. And so say we're having physical pain in the body, if we're always zooming in and focusing on the physical pain, that can actually make it worse. That can make it more challenging. But when we tune in and we go, okay, what would be different when this problem is resolved? That's looking at and cultivating, oh, how's my life going to change? What are the things that I am having challenges with right now that I could do in that space of healing? So you start to look and see yourself as happy, healthy, healed. That visualization is very powerful because the brain doesn't know the difference, right? But what's going to be the same? So many times people think that when they reach that level of success or that next rank or whatever that looks like, that that's going to bring happiness. And that's not true. Happiness kind of comes from within. So I love that. What's going to be different? What's going to be the same? What would I do if I knew what to do? That's a good question. What would I do if I knew what to do? And tuning into that. And again, when you're feeling stuck, get quiet, tune in, start to journal. One of my favorite oils for this is frankincense. Frankincense is the oil of truth. So you can put it on like perfume, you can put it on over your third eye, you can inhale, get quiet, grab your journal, and write. What would I do in this situation if I knew what to do? What does my future self, who is already there and successful, need to do? I love tuning into this. I love, if I have a big goal, asking myself, what would my future self that's already at that place, what would her advice be to me, to tell me in that moment, to help me through this situation? It's really fun. It's really cool to start looking at these things. How is this issue that I'm currently dealing with for me and not against me? And that's a mindset shift, right? Of everything that we're experiencing is happening for us, not to us. And I see this now looking back in my healing journey of going through some really tough stuff, right? Major surgeries, cancer, Lyme disease, pelvic pain, different things. And at the time, I felt very a victim to my circumstances. I felt very, why me? Why is this happening to me? And frustrated. But now I can look back on the other side and look backwards on your life and realize that all of those challenges were for me, were helping me develop my strength and my grit to be able to serve, to be able to teach people, to be in my work and say, you know what, I've been there and you're going to get through this and I've got you. That's powerful. This is a really good question too. What are 10 ideas for? And just thinking up 10 ideas for a bunch of different things. 10 ideas for me to help me in my healing journey right now, for my company, for my clients. Asking yourself to come up with 10 ideas on the regular is a really good practice to dive into the super thinking. 10 ideas for organizing my house, 10 ideas for a vacation coming up, 10 ideas for things that I want to do. Really cool. This is the fun stuff, right? And we don't often ask ourselves these things or think of these things. So it's creating a time and place to do so and dive deeper and do that super thinking. This is so fun. Let me know if this is resonating with you guys. This is another great question. What would I do if I could not fail? This helps you tune into your passion, maybe your life's purpose, things that light you up. And all of this is just as important to your healing journey as diet and exercise and stress management. Finding a life full of joy and passion and pulling that in is just as important as what's on your plate, what you're eating, all of this stuff. Oh, good. I'm so glad that you're loving this, Talia. I'm so glad. What would I do that is currently impossible? Super thinking. So cool, right? What's one thing that feels impossible right now? And then journaling out how you can do it or what it would feel like or making that real. The mind has to get there first and then the body will follow. And again, thoughts become things. The more that we start to think big, that we start to see ourselves as completely healed or successful or all of these things, it's so cool. So Pebby says, setting your goals, but also detailing it out. This really helps. Oh, I'm so glad. I am so glad. This stuff is so fun for me. This is the deeper stuff and the stuff that I love to do in private health coaching work. So again, think of your own questions. These are going to be the times that you do that super thinking and knowing that sometimes you'll ask a question and you may just come to, I don't know. And then say, okay, I know you don't know, but if you had to give an answer, what would it be? And an answer will come. What's really cool about the brain is the brain's going to continue to search for these answers unless you give it an answer. If you give it an answer of, I don't know, it's going to stop. But if you are even saying something, I am open to receiving answers, things will start to pour in, or doing that streaming of your consciousness of writing things down. All of this is really powerful and is going to help. But again, having time alone, journaling, asking these tough questions. Ask ideally in a positive way. Brooke Castillo talks about this a lot. Instead of saying something in a negative context, saying, how can I do this? Or when will I do this? Or what do I need to know in order to do this is really powerful. Write all those ideas down as they flow. So take yourself out, have a little bit of quiet time, have a date day with yourself, get a little cup of tea and sit and stream and start to do this super thinking. It's very, very powerful. Okay, now we're going to talk about grit. Grit is one of my favorite things to talk about. There's a book actually about this. I believe it's Angela Duckworth, something like that. Google grit and you'll pull up the book. And it's a powerful, powerful book. But grit, what they're finding, and she did a lot of research on grit, and what they're finding is it's a muscle. It's something that you can develop. Before, people kind of thought that either you were born with the grit or you didn't have it. No, you can actually develop that and fine-tune that. And I really attest my grit and my stubbornness to a lot of my healing and just being persistent and consistent and searching and digging deep and all of those things. So what I want to tell you, this can make some people really mad or some people to feel really empowered, is that healing is your responsibility. It is ultimately your responsibility. You are the CEO of your health and wellness and your journey. And that's powerful. Some people don't like that because we want to put our health and healing in somebody else's hands, right? In the doctor's hands or, whatever that looks like. But as we start to take ownership back for that, we are in the driver's seat. We can get tools. And again, we can seek out those experts, and we should. I believe that you should. And I believe, especially with healing from very complex, different, challenging circumstances, you need a team. You need a web of support to help you with that. And that's a very powerful tool and powerful thing too, right? Very, very powerful. So what does that look like? For me, my team is my functional medicine doctor. It's my counselor. It's my chiropractor. It's my acupuncturist, my massage therapist, my rolfer, my personal trainer. All of these different people that I kind of pull into. And you can seek out experts. You can go get information. And I highly encourage you to do your own research. If it's a question that's going on that is something that you can look up, please do, because the educated patients, the people that are taking on responsibility for their health and wellness, those are the ones that get better. When I was diagnosed with a desmoid tumor, I had no idea what that was. 2 to 4 out of a million people get them. And I got on Google and I researched and I bought the one book on that type of sarcoma and I read about it. And I went and saw different doctors. One doctor told me I needed more surgery. One doctor told me I needed to start radiation therapy. I didn't have peace about that. And so I got second opinions and third opinions. And guys, second opinions and third opinions can save your life. So I'm here to tell you, if you don't have peace about something, please don't do it. And we went to MD Anderson Cancer Center and we're told, hey, you're too young for radiation. What are they going to surgically remove? They've already taken the tumor out. You have positive margins. These are microscopic. So we took a wait and see approach and had scans every 6 months. And I am so glad that I did that, because I was told the radiation would fry my bowel, would fry my ovaries, would put me into menopause in my 20s. So again, seek out that information, do your own research, but tune in. And if you don't have peace about something, please don't do that. Know that you can wait. Know that you can take space for that. And sometimes there's going to be situations, I can tell you, where I've had major surgery, and sometimes that can feel heavy and be a little bit scary, but I had peace about it. I knew that there was healing that was going to happen through that surgery. And I had peace through the process, and I trusted the surgeon, and I did my research and connected with somebody and a surgeon that felt like a healer to me. And that's a much different mindset than going into your health and wellness journey and saying, okay, you're the doctor, you heal me, I don't want to really do anything or change my life. No, you're empowered. You are the queen bee. You are the CEO of your health and wellness. And take that on and own that and shine in that. That is your superpower. Again, trusting in yourself, trusting in your intuition and your inner wisdom, seeking out second opinions, pulling people in that feel that you're connected to, whatever that looks like, right? You should leave their office feeling better, not worse. And notice how you're feeling. And now you have those tools to notice how you feel in your body, to muscle test things, to start tuning into your intuition and your inner wisdom. All of this is so, so powerful. So use your gritty muscle. Maybe you're feeling lost with what to do in a certain situation. Or again, I encourage people a lot, and my health coaching clients will laugh at me because they'll say, well, should I do this? And I'll say, I don't know. What feels best for you? What does your body tell you? And Jessica Drummond, Dr. Jessica Drummond, she was my health coach. I sought her out because, again, I was told I had a 50% recurrence rate. I didn't like those odds. I wanted to see what I could do to impact my health and healing. And that was changing my diet, radically changing my diet, changing my life, changing my career, leaving my job as a stressed out, burned out physical therapist, pulling in different healers and things, trying different things, bringing these beautiful essential oils into my life. Oh my gosh, they have helped me so much. Pulling in these activities, all of these things are powerful. So start to honor that, start to listen to that. I would love to extend this conversation. So if you're in the Facebook group, Learning with Dr. Laura, comment, let me know how you're implementing these things in your everyday life. Are you tuning in? Are you doing things that bring you peace and joy and taking that full ownership and responsibility for your health and healing? And a lot of it happens up here, guys. Our thoughts become things. Do you visualize yourself healing? What's the story that you're telling yourself about your body or your circumstance or whatever that is? And there's a really cool documentary, if you haven't seen it on Netflix yet, called Heal. Highly, highly, highly recommend that you check it out. But I know my physical therapist told me when I was in the midst of pelvic pain and seeing her regularly that from I believe it was the International Pelvic Pain Society, was talking about research of commonalities of people that have healed from chronic pain or challenging health conditions. The things that they were doing: acupuncture, massage, yoga, and meditation. It's that mind-body connection, and you can pull that in whatever way. So I would also encourage you with healing, follow the path of what feels good in your body. Do more of that. If you go to acupuncture, like I did my first acupuncture session, and I just felt this peace come over me, and it lasted hours after my acupuncture session ended. And I knew in my heart and in my soul, I need more of this in my life. I knew when I smelled my first essential oil and started applying them and using that, oh my gosh, I need more of this in my life. So follow those things. Follow those things that resonate, that light you up, that you notice that in your body. That's also really, really powerful. Okay, we covered so much stuff in this class. I hope you found it helpful. If you implement some of these things, please share on social media, tag me. I would love to see how you are implementing these things. If you are new to doTERRA and the world of essential oils and you want to give these a try, you want to try out some oils of what we were talking about. And speaking of oils, I forgot to mention, for super thinking, this is one of my favorite blends: lemon, peppermint, and frankincense. These oils are really good together, and you can pull in. So lemon is the oil of focus. Peppermint is the oil of a buoyant heart. Frankincense is the oil of trust. But these together are very energizing. They really help with focus. So this is like a really nice diffuser blend if your child is at home doing homework. But if you're going to dive into that super thinking, use your oils to help you and support you. It's such a powerful thing. But if you don't have an oil mentor in your life, I would love to be that person to help and support you. There's actually some really cool specials going on where you can get a free bottle of Red Mandarin or Serenity, or both, depending on which starter kit you got started with. Red Mandarin's a citrus oil. The citrus oils are very energizing. They're high in antioxidants. They help support detox in the body. They help support digestion, very cleansing, all really, really nice things to support your wellness. And then Serenity is the restful blend. So really great with calming anxious feelings, with helping you to have restful sleep, which is also really important to your health and wellness journey. These are really fun, and you can snag them up just this month. I would love to help and support you. Very, very powerful. Oh yes, Peppy, for the frankincense, peppermint, and lemon, yeah, equal drops. of each for super thinking, or muscle test and see if you need an extra drop of one more than the other. That's kind of fun too, to make it really specific. Again, I would love to support you. We have a private Facebook team just for our oils family where we do continued education and support. I do so much public as well. You can follow me on social media. We have these monthly classes where we get to connect because I want to help as many people as I can. It breaks my heart when people are not getting support. Many people don't know that when you get started with somebody in doTERRA, you're kind of married to them. That's your person. So interview them, ask questions, right? When you're bringing people on to your healing table, right, to your web of support, to your journey, see what kind of things they offer. And that's really important. Somebody that's going to have your back and support you. But I schedule wellness consult calls to go over their specific health and wellness goals. When they get their oils ordered, I teach them exactly how to do it. We get on a video chat call, how to dilute their oils, use their oils. We want to make sure that you feel really supported and know how to do those. And we have a whole virtual class library of previous classes that I've taught, and everything from essential oils and aches and discomfort, emotional health, intro classes, pregnancy, birth, and babies, lots of things. So many things. Healthy skin, reducing your toxic load. Guys, the oils can help support you in many, many different areas of your life. So if you don't have an oils person, I would love, love, love to be that oils person for you and support you. Please head over, if you're finding this content, this information helpful, please head over and like my Facebook page, Learning with Dr. Laura is the Facebook group. The Facebook page is facebook.com/Dr. Laura, or you can just search Dr. Laura Ricci on Facebook. You'll be notified of future classes and events that we have. If you need a little bit more one-on-one support on your wellness journey, if you want to dive deeper into this, I do offer virtual health coaching services. My website's lauraricci.vpweb.com. So you can find me there. We have a podcast too with my bestie, Hillary LeMay, Two Curls on Oil. So you can search there on Facebook. We actually just did our February podcast this past Wednesday night, so you can check it out. And we have a giveaway, special giveaway. Thank you for following. Thank you for being here or for watching the replay. So to enter the giveaway, this is just in the Facebook group, Learning with Dr. Laura. So you're going to head over there to enter this giveaway. But what I want you to do is post your favorite essential oil below. Or if you're brand new to essential oils, if you haven't tried them, maybe post the oil that you'd like to try. We mentioned several in this class. Maybe there's one that kind of resonated with you, or you muscle tested for, or your intuition is calling you to that. Post that below. I'd love to hear, and that's how you're going to be entered into the giveaway. And this giveaway is for the Kindle version. I'm going to give you the ebook version because I love having tools on our phone that we can access whenever we need to, of the How to Heal Yourself When No One Else Can book. This has been a very cool book, a very cool piece of my healing journey and tuning inward. Awesome, awesome. And it goes into muscle testing in more detail. You're going to love it. So we'll select a winner 1 week from today on Friday, February 22nd. I hope it's you. I hope you win. The replay of this class on Instagram, it's just going to be up for 24 hours. Over on Facebook, it'll be up in the Learning with Dr. Laura Facebook group. It's in the link in my bio over on Instagram until February 28th at 5 p.m. Central. So you can watch anytime that you want. Make sure that you take notes before the class comes down. Thank you so, so much for being here. I hope you guys found this helpful. This is such a joy for me to talk about all these things. Oh, I love reading all of your comments about that you guys found this helpful. That brings me such joy. Teaching, educating, supporting people on their health and wellness journey is a passion of mine. I learned so much through personal experience, and I want to share that to help somebody else out there. So again, if you implement this, tag me on social media. I would love to see what you're doing. I can't wait to connect with you again next month for another health and wellness class to support you on your journey. Thank you for joining us, or thank you for watching the replay. I am sending you so much love and light along your healing journey. Take care, everybody. Bye.